Salut tout le monde, bonne soirée et bienvenue à l'après-match officiel des Alouettes de Montréal. Mon nom est Joey Alfieri et on est à Edmonton où les Alouettes remportent le match 38-28. Pas facile. En deuxième mi-temps, c'est un peu plus challenging. C'est sûr qu'il y a un challenge là-dessus. Là, je sais la grosse question. Ça va être sur Davis Alexander. Écoute, on va essayer d'y parler. En ce moment, je n'ai pas de mise à jour sur son état de santé. Ce que je peux vous dire, c'est que il était sur les lignes de côté tout au long du match. Même en deuxième mi-temps, il était là, il encourageait les joueurs. Il faisait ce qu'il pouvait pour donner un peu d'énergie sur le banc. Il donnait des tapes dans la main à chaque fois que les joueurs débarquaient du terrain. Donc, on n'a pas de mise à jour. On va essayer d'en avoir une très bientôt. On va essayer de lui parler. Mais quand même, il a été en mesure de signer des autographes. Donc, il a été en mesure. Il est resté sur le terrain, il a signé des autographes. Il a parlé aux partisans. Donc, aussitôt que tous les joueurs sont rendus dans la chambre des Alouettes, et aussitôt qu'on a une mise à jour, on va essayer de parler aux joueurs, on va essayer de parler aux coachs. Puis, c'est ça. Donc, c'est ça. Vous pouvez laisser vos commentaires dans la section. OK, je vois tout. On va embarquer dans les commentaires. Juste une couple de notes, juste des observations. Premièrement, j'ai décidé d'écouter le match sur les lignes de côté. D'habitude, je suis dans la galerie de presse. J'ai décidé de rester au bord du terrain parce que ici à Edmonton, c'est quand même intéressant d'écouter un match sur les lignes de côté parce que tu peux bouger beaucoup. Le banc adverse et le banc des Elks sont un en face de l'autre. À Montréal, ils sont sur le même bord du terrain. Donc, tu as plus de place. J'ai été capable d'observer des choses que quand je suis dans la galerie de presse, je suis pas en mesure de voir. Mais écoute, première mi-temps, Davis Alexander, là, les Elks n'avaient aucune solution. C'est clair. Aucune solution pour le corps des Alouettes parce que, à un certain point, il avait commencé le match après les deux premières séquences. Davis était 8 en 9 pour 125 verges et 2 touchés. La seule passe incomplète, c'était sur les lignes de côté. Tyler Snead a mis le pied. Il a attrapé le ballon, mais il a mis les pieds à l'extérieur du jeu. C'est la seule passe qui est tombée à terre. Donc, tu sais, c'est sûr que Davis a vraiment bien joué. Je trouve que c'est sûr que je pense que c'était le premier jeu du match en attaque pour les Alouettes. Il a couru pour 11 verges, mais il a bien utilisé ses jambes pour avoir plus de temps pour décocher des passes. C'est ça qui m'a impressionné aussi. Tu sais, on a vu Tyler Snead tout seul dans la zone début à la fin de la mi-temps. Juste avant la mi-temps, je devrais dire. Mais ça, c'est possible parce que Davis court vers sa gauche et il est en mesure de juste continuer le jeu. Donc, c'est ça qui est ça. Tu sais, je trouve que Davis a vraiment bien joué. C'est dommage qu'il est sorti du match, mais comme j'ai mentionné, tu sais, c'était quand même une belle performance de Davis et il a été en mesure de rester sur les lignes de côté. Donc, on continue comme ça. On va continuer. Les joueurs on va commencer avec des entrevues. On a Stevie Scott qui a joué son premier match de la saison ce soir. Stevie, first one out there for you. Big win tonight. How did it feel to be back in the lineup?
Man, it definitely felt great to get back out there with the guys and just be able to compete and at a great level and and go out and get this W, especially on the road on a short week. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I know there's already people in the comments section talking about the second half or fourth quarter letdown, but that's asking a lot. It's not even just a regular short week. You guys traveled twice in the span of a short week. I know you didn't play last week, but just how do you feel about the way the guys played in the second half and just grinding out a win here?
It's all about consistency, and guys are still getting comfortable with the start of the season. So as we keep building each day, getting better and better, going to practice and working on what we need to work on, I feel like as the season goes on, we'll get better and make sure we'll close out the fourth quarters and keep striving.
How tough is it you guys are rolling, you have all the momentum, and then Davis has to come out of the game? How tough was that to overcome that mentally?
Well, we're all brothers at the end of the day, and we all got each other back. So, we're going to all go out there and make a play anytime anything happens, and depend on one another and just keep that consistency going and keeping that team chemistry going that we built throughout the offseason, throughout the beginning of the season, and lean on each other.
I know I mentioned this to you a lot. I'm so impressed by your patience last year. This year, you didn't have to wait as long to get in the lineup. How good does it feel to not have to sit on PR and you get in week 3?
It's definitely a great feeling, just have to come out here and get comfortable, get my feet wet, just getting back out there in the groove, and I feel like the rest will take care of itself.
Congratulations, Stevie. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate you.
All right, Stevie Scott, the Montreal Alouettes. Keep it rolling with wide receiver Tyler Sneed, who had the long touchdown pass. You could have written out a grocery list. You could have done whatever you wanted on that one. What did it feel like when you just saw that ball kind of hang there in the air? It was an impressive throw because he's running against the grain.
Impressive throw, impressive find. I was jumping up and down for him, trying to get his attention. And
there's a couple of guys pointing your way, guys on the field.
Yeah, they did a good job, pointing to where I was. But, once it was in the air, there's nobody around, kind of, and so I just really had to catch it like a punt almost.
It felt like it was a punt, Just offensively with Davis in the first half, they had no answers. Davis, after 2 drives, Davis was 8 of 9 for 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. You guys finished after yours. You had 200-some yards and 3 touchdowns. Just offensively, it seemed like they had no answer, especially in the first half for you guys. What did you guys do so well?
Yeah, I think we just executed the play call. Coming off a short week, we had, a simplified game plan with a lot of stuff that was we have rep before. And so it's just about going out there and executing it and getting the job done. I think we did a really good job of doing that.
Just walk me through the grind, though, of it's not even just that it's a short week, Tyler. It's you travel twice, and I know it's Ottawa, but it's still a 2+ hour bus ride, and then you got to travel to Edmonton. It's a long flight. Just how do you manage the week?
It's just kind of how it is. This is my 3rd year. I know we've had short weeks before. I know all the guys have gone through it, but we like to say nothing changes for us. We got a game to play. We got to go out there and win and do what we know how to do. So we don't let it affect us, or we try not to let it affect us. But, it's our job to come out here and get a W, and that's what we got to do every time.
How about when Davis forced to come out of the game and obviously doesn't come back? Just how do you guys kind of stay locked in, and how difficult is it that of a hurdle to overcome in the middle of a game?
Yeah, it's definitely a speed bump, but, we've repped out with McLeod before, during camp, during practice and stuff, and then in the middle of the game, you can't just everything go, problems. We got to figure it out and execute still. And, there's some things I think we could have done better, but at the end of the day, we got the dub, and, that's all that matters.
Congratulations. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. Appreciate
Tyler Sneed of the Montreal Alouettes. We'll keep it going. On va passer en français avec David Dallaire, 2e touché en carrière pour David Dallaire. Juste parle-moi de la première séquence, la ligne de 6, la passe vers toi. Juste dis-moi, décris-moi ce que tu as vu sur le jeu.
J'en ai pratiqué beaucoup cette semaine. Puis c'était parfait. J'avais confiance en Tyson Philpott. Son bloc était excellent. J'ai juste suivi, puis on savait qu'on allait rentrer.
Parle-moi un peu de la performance en attaque, David. C'est après 2 séquences à l'attaque, Davis était 8 en 9, 125 verges, 2 passes de toucher. Tout cliquait. Même à la fin de la demi, vous avez marqué un autre toucher. Qu'est-ce qui a si bien fonctionné en première mi-temps?
On a exécuté tout ce que le coach voulait qu'on fasse. On était à nos affaires, on était concentrés. On faisait juste confiance en chacun de nous, puis ça va tout le temps bien.
Sur le toucher de Sean Thomas, je ne me rappelle pas si tu étais sur le terrain. Je pense que oui. Juste décris-moi ce que tu as vu sur ce jeu-là. Puis, de bien courir le ballon comme ça, marquer un toucher, pas son premier en tant qu'Alouette. Qu'est-ce que ça signe?
Honnêtement, je suis tout le temps avec lui. Je suis tellement heureux pour lui. Il a suivi ses blocs. Et encore une fois, je pense que Tyson était sur ce jeu-là. Il a bloqué 2 gars sur le jeu. Fait que Tyson a vraiment eu un gros impact sur ce jeu-là. Fait que Sean a vraiment juste exécuté et suivi ses blocs. Puis le risque d'être un touché.
Merci, David. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
All right, David Dallaire, on continue. Whoever wants to come in, you guys come in together. It's fine. At the same time, it's all good. Yeah. At the same time. All right. Yeah. I'll get in the middle. All right. I mean, you should have got married soon. No, I'm just kidding. No, but just how good did it feel to hit the 54-yarder right away after not playing last week?
Yeah, it felt great. You know, I trust my QBs to make their reads, and any ball they throw, we like it. So, I mean, he threw me the ball, and I made a catch for shout out to 10. He made a great ball, and I made a great catch for him.
We continue to talk about this, Austin. Just like you guys can burn anybody, any given receiver can make a play on any given point here. You guys spread the ball around pretty well tonight. On the first 2 drives, you had a big catch. Davis was 8 of 9 for 125 and 2 touchdowns. He finished with 3 touchdowns just offensively. Like, you guys seem to be feeling it right now.
Yeah, we unguardable, man. We're the best receiving core in the league, and we're showing it week in and week out. And it's all about us getting consistent, man. Like, we control our destiny. Same thing that happened last year. So at the end of the day, we're going to win or lose through this receiver core, and we know that. So for us, it's all about making sure that we come in, and when that ball's in the air, it's ours.
Charleston, it just felt like, especially in the first half with Davis at quarterback, there was the long pass to you, there was the pass interference to you, you were interfered with, there was illegal contact. It just seemed like anytime you guys want to stretch the field, you guys could do it at will. How good of a feeling is that when you know you can go and you guys have big play capability?
Yeah, like I said, we trust 10 to make any throw. We like our backup as well. So, I mean, anytime play is called, we like to execute it at our best. So, I mean, pass plays is, efficient tonight, but we can do even better.
How does the offense collectively keep their head in the game when the starting quarterback goes out and doesn't come back?
At the end of the day, man, we got to lift up, McLeod. Regardless, having somebody like him go down and we were on fire, we still got to keep that same momentum. He's going, number 4 going to make the reads. He's going to throw the football. He's a pro quarterback. He's been around for a long time, so he knows what he can do. So it's all about us making sure that we execute. We get on the right schedule with him, and I think we'll clean it up all this week.
Yeah, fun to see Fajardo again. Fun to see Keon. I know it wasn't fun to see Keon score in the end zone, but just nice to catch up with those guys. You have a chance to talk at all?
Yeah, we definitely talk. Those are our guys still. Regardless of the team, they're still our guys. We still bring them in as a family member. So just going up to them, seeing them still be happy after a loss is just great to see because we're family at the end of the day. But football is here, and we're all gonna make it happen.
No excuses, Austin, but just walk me through the preparation and the grind when you have to grind it out 2 road games in 6 days.
Yeah. Great preparation, first and foremost, from the coaches. Man, they were able to give us all that information pretty quick. And at the end of the day, man, we're fast learners. And we know that this offense, we're so versatile. We motion every time. The ball can go to anybody. And so at the end of the day, we just make sure that we can work for each other, know that we are locked in on our tools and our keys. Man, it's a fun game every single time.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Congratulations on a big win and 3-0.
Merci beaucoup.
3-0.
3-0.
Charleston Rambo and Austin Mack keep it rolling. Here we go. The comments that everybody's been waiting for. Davis Alexander, nice enough to stop by. I have to start with the obvious. Just how does it feel right now?
Yeah. I think it's relatively just pretty precautionary. I think I could have went back in, but I think the score at the time was 24-6, and we were putting together a drive. Just got to be smart about it.
You started 8 for 9 with 125 yards and 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives. The only pass that was incomplete didn't even hit the ground. It was Snead that stepped out. But just it seemed like you were locked in from the very beginning. You read the defense well. You extended plays with your legs. The one to Snead right before the half. Just you seemed to be locked in the first half. How good did you feel playing?
Yeah, I felt great. It's a ton of fun out there. It's a ton of fun playing for this team. Ton of fun playing for those guys. We give our best effort every single time, and I feel like we're just getting started. But we still have a lot of work to do, which is the fun part.
I know you can't go to the well too often, but it also seemed like every time you aired it out, they had no answer. There was the 54-yarder to Rambo, the 47-yard pass interference. There was illegal contact on Mack when you tried to stretch the field. I know we keep talking about your arm, but you feel like you have that touchdown path here in the deep third.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I've talked about kind of all camp long, right? It's like if teams want to come up and think that we can't throw the ball deep, it's going to be a lot of fun. If teams are going to soften up, I think I hit Philpott on like 5 quick routes in a row, and I know that's frustrating as a defense in all aspects. D-line can't get a rush on me. They're like, what the heck are we doing out the secondary is like, hey, I got to back up because of the speed that this team has. So it's a lot of fun.
To get Rambo involved early, was that part of the, after not playing last week, was that part of the game plan, or you just kind of took what was there?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It was part of our game plan, but also these guys know the ball's going to the open guy. As we saw last week with Snead having 100.5 and Mac having almost 100.5. You never know who's going to get the ball, and that's what makes this offense so special.
Nice to catch up with Keon and Cody.
Yeah, it's great. Happy for Keon. Obviously the touchdown. I don't want him to score versus us, but I am happy for him, and good thing it didn't impact the game. And then Cody, I mean, he knows how much he means to me, and we stay in constant communication. So it's great to see him.
So how important was it for you though to stay out there with the guys? Because I saw a couple guys come up to you, ask you how you're feeling, but you were the first one out there, giving them fives as they're coming off the field. How much is, I know it means a lot to the guys.
Yeah, but that's just me. That's who I am. I just want everyone to, to feel the leadership presence and just know that no matter what, if anything was to happen, I'm always here for these guys, and I want everyone to succeed, and I want our organization to succeed.
No excuses. I don't want to put you on the spot, but last year, Cody went down with the hamstring. I think it was on a short week. You have your situation now. I mean, how challenging is to manage physically the short weeks? And it's not even just short week, Davis. It's 2 road games in 6 days.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Again, this is something that's kind of been a pre-existing thing, like I'll battle all the way through camp and stuff.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that, but I'm not really. Yeah, you know me. I'm definitely not an excuse guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, and I've enjoyed the long week.
Appreciate it. Let's see.
All right, Davis Alexander, A-OK. And we'll keep it rolling. Davis, Budweiser Player of the Game. My mistake. You were voted Budweiser Player of the Game. I missed the graphic. All right, let's keep it rolling. Our social media team I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet. Did you see it? Yeah, 71% of the earth is covered by water. The other 29% is covered by KBON Ento.
My mom sent it to me.
Just to get play. I mean, I know you're a former wide receiver, but I mean, the instincts to make that play on the ball. It hung up there a little. Maybe the receiver couldn't have gone up to get it, but you went up to get it. Just walk me through that play, the interception in the end zone, because it's right before that comes at a critical moment.
Just kind of reading the QB eyes, reading the QB shoulders. And when he threw it up, I mean, I seen it and I thought I could go get it, but the number one thing was to just kind of be close to the ball, just in case you tipped or I can get a PBU or anything. When I got closer and closer to it, I just said, I got this.
I know that, they scored towards the end, but with 7 minutes to go in the fourth, they had more rushing yards than they did passing yards. You guys were pretty locked in considering it's 2 road games in a short week. How did you guys manage through at least 3.5 quarters to kind of really lock them down and give them pretty much nothing through the air?
Communication, physicality, and we play fast. And I mean, when you're doing that, and when you're doing that at a high level, that's the standard in our room. I mean, like that happened. We're not happy that we're more passing yards than rushing yards because they did like 100 and something. So we know we gotta continue to do better, and we will.
But physically, it's early on in the season, came on, but it's still impressive that you guys can play that physical a brand of football. 2 games in 6 days. Like, where does that mentality come from? That you guys played your game for most of this?
I mean, we don't make the schedule. We just show up. We just show up and play. That's all we know how to do. That's all we got. We just want to come together as a unit and just, show everybody we can be special. We want to show the other teams that, it's going to be difficult. At the end of the game, we get points. We put that on ourselves. It shouldn't have, came down to that close, but we just know every play, not game, every play that we can do something special. We can take the ball away. So that's what we try to do.
So what changes in the preparation? Like outside of having 1 fewer practice, like when you're prepping for a Friday to Thursday, what changes? What do you guys not have the time to do or get to?
You kind of just don't have that extra day, which is 24 hours. How many hours you're gonna watch film for an extra day? It is very important. The more you am, the more you see things. But what we do is we kind of just get back to ourselves. We make sure it's a short week. We have new calls going in. We got guys who need to get healthy. So we kind of just on ourselves and make sure that that when we come in here, we're able to play and we're able to play fast. And that's what, definitely for the, first 3 quarters. tonight. We just got to make sure we finish better.
If we can look big picture, it's a no start. You guys are off to a perfect start. It's 2 road wins to begin the year as well. If you look as defensively, I mean, what's impressed you most about what you guys have done through 3 weeks here?
The standard is takeaways and touchdowns. We didn't score today, but we're taking the ball away. I mean, to be honest, that's what we talk about. We talk a lot about scoring touchdowns. And the only way to do that is find a way to take away the ball. I'm just happy with the way that guys play, the effort that guys play with, like Berg on a punch out that that should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see Saint hit somebody hard, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of playmakers on this defense, and to be honest, it's honestly playing at a high level.
Thanks for doing this. Congratulations on a big win.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
it. KB on Ento, big interception right before the half. Let's keep it roll. Oh, the retro cap. I like that. McLeod Bethel toss. That's nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. So walk me through. I thought you looked really comfortable. You're at 6 for 7. I didn't see what you finished with, but you were at 77 yards at one point. You came in, didn't miss a beat. You guys moved on. Took a low shot too. You got right back up. Just how good did it feel to get out there?
It was great to get in the rhythm. Obviously, we slowed down a little bit to the end with some execution. Maybe my cadence is a little different than Davis's, so we want to finish a little bit better. It made it a little too close there, but it felt great to be out there. It's such a fun team to be a part of. It's such a fun to be a part of. Everyone's pulling the rope, so. It was really a blessing to be out there. Enjoyed every moment.
So when you realize Davis goes down, like just take me through the mindset. You're a pro. You've done this for a long time. Just take me through the prep on how you quickly get yourself ready.
The tendency generally is to go fast, right? You're like, oh, I gotta get the play, and then you just gotta slow everything down a little bit, right? Thankfully the game a little bit slower than practices, and you always gotta remind yourself that see what you see. Don't pass up your wrist. Don't pass up your keys. Take a moment. I always take a moment to breathe, but then you take a moment to see you trust it. And then the coaches do such a great job of preparing for us. It's just, trust what your read is key. We got such good players around us, the line, the running backs, the receivers. It's a blessing to be out there, and glad we got a dub.
How nice did it feel that it was here? I know it would have felt great anywhere, but that it was here?
No different. Football's football. It's a new year. I'm a Montreal Alouette, and I'm happy to be there. So happy to be a part of this culture. There's amazing men in this locker room. It's everyone is pulling. Everyone is bought in. Everyone knows their role. It's a fun place to be a part of, and we can get, and that's the fun part. So it's no different than any other game. I was happy I could help my team when they needed me. Hopefully Davis gets healthy soon, and if not, I'll be ready to rock.
Sean Oakman last week on the show was telling me, just to the culture, and like you have no choice. I'm just curious, like now that you've got all the training camp in 3 weeks, just what have you made of the Montreal experience so far here with the Alouettes?
It's fantastic what the coaching staff has done, what Coach Moss has done as a leader, and the culture he's built. That's an easy word that's thrown around often, but it's hard to build. It's hard to build it authentically, and it's hard to build it from the top of the organization all the way down. Everyone as an Alouette is pulling the rope. It's a fun place to show up to work. We put our work in. We don't mess around. Like we grind, but we enjoy it. Good men, good vibes. I can't say enough about, from the outside, you see they've won so many games. We've won so many games the last 2 years, and now I'm a part of it. I'm so blessed to be so. Add my piece and be the best teammate I can, and keep these wins rolling.
I know you're a pro, and you tell me that this is just something you should do, but you didn't play much in preseason either. Like you got the full camp, and you played the first 2 weeks, and you were pretty locked in. I'm just curious, it didn't look like you had to knock off any rust. It's just the mental part of the game that you have that experience now.
I'm so glad I got there because training camp is learning a new offense, and Coach Moss is a very complicated offense. With differences that I wasn't experienced to, and camp was up and down. That's the way it goes. Preseason, I only got a little bit, and I was looking forward to playing in the second preseason, to be honest. But everyone's got to get reps, so I understand that. I wasn't going to be in that moment, so I understood that other guys needed their reps. But the more reps I can get, the better. Rep is like a bar of gold. It's really fun to get out there and get my feet wet. I felt comfortable. I was seeing it. There was one play like, oh, what did I got? But other than that, it was getting back in the rhythm. Feeling the plays and thinking about the plays, which is a great feeling as a quarterback because then you can watch what's in front of you and not watch what's behind you. So I'm very glad to be out there. I'm glad we got a dub. Hopefully next time it's a little smoother.
Well, great to see you out there. Thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on a big win.
Go ahead. Go Alouettes, baby.
There you go. McLeod Bethel. Nice enough to stop by. OK. Ça fait long. On n'a pas passé à travers les commentaires. On a fait beaucoup en anglais aussi, donc on va passer en français. Ouf, beaucoup de commentaires. OK. All right. Wow. Goodness. How late is it out there? You guys are... Goodness. OK, il y a plein de questions sur Alexander. OK. All right, we're here. Bon. 3-0, keep doing your thing. Alexandre, les coachs vont pouvoir taper sur le clou. Un match, c'est 60. Entièrement d'accord et les joueurs, clairement, ne voulaient pas faire l'excuse, mais c'est 2 matchs sur la route en jour. Donc, c'est pas une excuse. C'est loin d'être parfait à la fin, mais quand on avait une grosse avance. Mais c'est sûr qu'il faut jouer 60 minutes. C'est clair, net et précis. Je dis pas le contraire, mais quand même, juste pour vous dire, là, 2 matchs sur la route. Toujours, moi, j'ai pas joué et je le ressens dans mon corps. Donc, tu sais, c'est clair. Et en plus, c'est Trey. C'est un joueur explosif, un joueur qui peut réussir des gros jeux. Ils ont des bons joueurs. Il y a Keon Julian Grant, il y a Curly Gittins, il y a plusieurs bons joueurs dans cette équipe-là. Donc, c'est normal des Canadiens de football qui vont marquer des points. Je sais qu'il faut jouer 60 minutes, mais quand même, je trouve que les Alouettes, pour 3 quarts et demi, ont vraiment bien joué. Comment on? Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah, OK. Théo le stage, wow. Théo le stage. Bon, salut Théo. Physiquement, là, je trouve que ça a bien été. Pour un club qui a joué 2 matchs sur la route en 6 jours, up front, je pense que vous avez bien couru le ballon à certains moments. L'attaque a été explosive. Davis avait beaucoup de temps de décocher des passes. Comment tu as vu ça? Au moins les 3 quarts et demi. Là,
ça a vraiment bien été. On a commencé comme on voulait commencer. Right off the gate, commencer avec des points. Puis 2 touchdowns back-to-back. Fait que ça a bien commencé la game. Un petit passage à vide, fin 3e, début 4e, fin 4e aussi, on va se le dire. Mais écoute, il faut travailler là-dessus, mais on get le win à la fin de la journée. Fait que c'est tout ce qui compte.
Qu'est-ce qui change pour toi que Davis sort et McLeod rentre? Pour vous autres sur la ligne d'attaque?
J'ai envie de te dire que c'est la même chose. Okay. Peu importe qui est carrière, on va faire notre meilleur pour le protéger. C'est sûr, je ne veux pas un petit peu de shade à Bethel, mais Bethel est un petit peu moins mobile que Davis est. Fait que c'est juste de voir où est-ce qu'il est dans la pochette. Mais non, je pense que ça a super bien été, que ce soit un, que ce soit l'autre. Ça ne change pas grand-chose, comme je t'ai dit. Fait que non, ça a bien été, peu importe c'est qui, ça ne change pas.
Mentalement, Davis était quand même locked in. C'est 3 passes de toucher à la mi-temps.
Davis était on. Davis était vraiment on.
Mentalement, comment est-ce que tu restes dans le moment? Toi, tu t'affrontes une ligne défensive féroce quand même. Là, mais comment est-ce que tant qu'attaque, vous perdez pas la concentration quand tu sors?
C'est sûr que c'est difficile de voir ton string quarterback, franchise quarterback sortir. Mais c'est vraiment le next play mentality, le next man up. Puis on a confiance en n'importe qui est sur ce roster-là. Fait qu'à la fin de la journée, on joue au foot. Puis peu importe qui au poste de carrière, ça ne change pas la job.
Écoute, en première mi-temps, dans les zones profondes, vraiment bien été. Il y avait la passe de 54 verges à Rambo, le pass interference contre Rambo pour 47 verges. Il y avait une punition contre Austin Mack. Qu'est-ce qui a si bien fonctionné? Vous avez évidemment donné la protection que Davis décoche ses passes-là, la longue passe à Snead. Mais qu'est-ce que vous avez vu sur les bandes vidéo qui vous a permis de vraiment bien exécuter les longs jeux ce soir?
C'était juste d'être décisif. Excuse-moi. Puis en fait, c'était juste vraiment de donner assez de temps à Davis parce qu'on savait qu'on allait affronter, honnêtement, sur papier, une des meilleures D-line de la Ligue. Fait qu'il fallait juste faire notre 12e, donner assez de temps justement pour faire ses reads, pour regarder justement dans le field, prendre ses shots, comme on dit. Puis je pense qu'on a fait une bonne job de ça. Ça peut être meilleur, ça peut toujours s'améliorer. Mais on était capable justement de donner assez de temps, je pense.
C'est quoi le feeling, le sentiment quand tu vois Sean Thomas Arlington marqué sur un long toucher?
Ça fait du bien. Toujours le fun de voir ton running back scorer sur un toucher de plus que 20 verges. Ça veut dire que tu as fait une bonne job sur le. Fait que non, c'est sûr que c'est le fun. Puis c'est Sean en plus. Sean travaille tellement fort. Fait que vraiment content qu'il soit récompensé avec un toucher.
Il est passé du côté gauche, hein?
On va le dire,
Merci, P.O. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
P.O. le stage des Alouettes de Montréal, le garde à gauche, avec une autre solide performance. Le meilleur garde de la Ligue canadienne de football, c'est moi qui le dis. All right. David, to see everyone's favorite Alouette content creator getting some TSN screen. Oh, really? Some TSN screen time tonight. Okay. I got a couple text messages. One told me that I need to stop scratching my head. That was itchy. What do you want me to tell you? Bob qui dit salutations de Trois-Rivières. Salutations, Big Bob. Love you too, Craig. Appreciate the love. Davis a mené une belle team offensive. Il est magique à voir jouer. Oui, mais Caroline. Casey, hey Joey, love our Alouettes. Did anyone else notice Joey on TSN with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter? Ah, okay. I did get some screen time. Il se passe quelque chose avec de quoi. Me semble qu'il est souvent en retard sur ses pieds. Se fait brûler beaucoup. Bon, beaucoup, c'est un stretch. Là. Mais on va passer au prochain invité parce qu'il a joué tout un match. Mais on va parler du commentaire là. Isaac at the Emmy Berglund. Jeez, that was. I mean, you did say before the game. Once it got to 35, look, I know they came back. Okay, and people are like, you got to play 60 minutes. That's what the comment that keeps coming back. It's a W, and it's 2 games in 6 days. Yeah. Like, can you just paint physically what it feels like to go? It's not I'm not an excuse, but just physically, what are you going through when you guys are, you're going head to head against offensive linemen here.
This is like we would have every excuse in the book to lose this game, right? To not come through in crunch time, to not be able to stay focused, or to be tired, or be injured, or not be focused on sales, and we would have every excuse. Like, it's a lot on the body, and then also flying here, you have to stop in Winnipeg, fly again, and then there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and you're playing 2 really good teams on the road. So it's a lot, but to come out and to have the win, but to still be able to find things to correct, like that's a lot of stuff to correct. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not effort things, it's just technique things, so we can close, and we never have effort issues. And that's exactly where we want to be. So it's a thing. You'd rather have it now, here, road game 6 days, to have a couple of technique things that you have to work out throughout the week, than have it at the end of the year, last game of the year. And and then maybe next year you try it again. So it's to be.
I was just trying to tell that. I was saying to the audience, I was like, it feels like a grind for me, and I haven't even had a hit. I haven't taken a hit, so I can just imagine for you guys what it feels like. With 7 minutes in the fourth quarter, they had more rushing yards than passing yards, which is really impressive. I know you want to give up less on the ground, but how did you guys keep them in check through the air for 3.5 quarters?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, all week you watch what they say. They want to be better on the first down. Yeah. They want to be more productive on. They want to run the ball. It's something that they didn't do against BC, so that was something that we had to take care of a little bit better today. And that's we're going to get into the laboratory and figure that out. But yeah, it's tough, man. Like, they're a good team. These guys are also a good team. So if you're able to stop them or another, it's always a good thing. You can always be better, but big plays that shouldn't have happened, both run and pass. So we'll fix that.
But I just think if they want to keep running at 26, I mean,
go right ahead. Go right ahead, right? Like, if that's their MO at that game, then I mean, that's good to go. And I think that we kind of figured it out on the ground here at the end, except for like a little Trey trickle thing. But he's like, he's gonna get those. You just have to be a little bit more sound, and
So for any defensive end, like, what's the challenge? How do you prepare for Trey Ford during the weekend? Because I felt like you guys did pretty well outside of the touchdown. I mean, you guys contained him pretty well.
Yeah, and Trey Ford's a different, like, you don't have a lot of Trey Fords in the league. Yeah. You have guys that can scramble a bit, but you just have to rush. And like, same thing I told Jeff today too. You just have to be a little bit more calm in your rush. Even with me, you can't really win clean because he's going to run up the big gap. And if you're going to rush 3, 4, if you're going to blitz, have 2 or 3 guys blitzing, like, it's not always going to be the first guy that wins clean. It's going to be the cleanup guy. It's going to be the Jeff Arcu, you know what I mean, coming up. That's where Trey decides he's going to break off to run. So it's going to be like that. You just have to be cautious. Everyone play together. You saw a lot the first week that he played. He's rolling to his right a lot. He's right. So we were just really cautious with that. We spoke a lot about it, like, just not even with in the team we talked about it, but players. We talked about it early. It was the guy we wanted to get down. I think we had 5.
Yep.
I think that's the most sacks we've had as a defense in the game.
You guys had 7 in through 2 games. So.
Yeah. So, but we worked really well together with the combination of Oakman. We had Jeff that played really well, and their sub packages coming in, and then me and Luwal as well. Like, And Luau played nose today. He played tackle. He played. And I was in the stack. We're all interchangeable. Especially like you have a lot of really good Canadian talent that we can throw anywhere, and we're not even touching our potential. So yeah, it was really good.
Big picture, I mean, you look, it's 3-0. You guys keep taking the ball away. You won 2 games on the road. You've only played at home. You got to go back on the road next week. Just like, how impressed are you by the way that you guys are? It's not the right word because I know you expect it and you're going to want to get better. But just how do you evaluate the first 3 games of the year? I guess
anyone who's surprised is not someone that is with us. We know, like we're operating on a different level, a different wavelength, man. Like we didn't come in this year. I feel like as a defense, we didn't come in this year as a new defense. We're still operating on. There's a lot that last year we believed that we left on the table.
Yeah.
We talk about it every day. Players, we talk about it, and that's what we have that's different years before. And this is something I told the guys earlier. Like this is something we can't buy. This is built years prior, right? So whether or not you were here 2 years ago, last year, you're here now. This is exactly what we want to do as a defense, and hopefully we just continue on going. And I know we're 3-0. Can't really look at it that way because we just want to be 1-0 at the end of the year. But it's really good and it's really hard to get these wins in the CFL, man. So yeah, just got to keep stacking, keep grinding.
I don't want you to say it because I don't want you to get in trouble with the bullet, but you got robbed on that force. So that was that was a clean punch.
He went out the game, I think, after that. Punched hard, I punched as hard as I could punch. I punched as hard as I could punch.
Yeah. Congratulations on a big win and an outstanding start to the season. Goodness gracious, you're playing well.
Thanks, guys.
Isaac Berglund with a terrific start to the year. If you got a couple more, whatever you got. Bon, OK, on va passer aux commentaires. OK, on va passer Jonathan, tu sais, qui a de quoi. Je sais qu'il s'est fait battre sur le toucher, je pense que c'était le toucher de Gittins, mais je trouve qu'Antoine quand même une bonne saison à date. Bon, il y a beaucoup de questions sur Davis Alexander. Je pense qu'il a répondu aux questions. La défensive m'a fait peur. Marc-Antoine de quoi, soit ouf, il a très mal parti sur 3 jeux juste au 4e quart. Encore une fois, c'est un demi-quart où la défensive va enracher. OK, la défensive t'a fait peur un peu, je comprends. Je comprends, le match était un peu plus serré qu'on voulait que ça soit. Mais encore une fois, je sais que ça va paraître comme une excuse, mais je vous dis, comme je suis brûlé, on est 2 matchs de suite sur la route en 6 jours. Pour les gars, c'est sûr qu'il va y avoir une baisse donc d'énergie. Donc, c'est ça qui. On va continuer. We've got another guest. We'll finish it off with Lorenzo Burns, outstanding corner for the Alouettes. So, look, I know it's not the way maybe you guys wanted to end the second half of the fourth quarter, but 7 minutes to go in the fourth, Lorenzo, they had more rushing yards than they did passing yards. So you guys kept them in check for a good time, which is pretty impressive considering you're playing your second road game in 6 days. How did you guys manage the first 3.5 quarters through the air?
We're just telling ourselves just be consistent all the way through. It's a long game, 60 minutes of football. And the one thing that you have to be is disciplined and consistent. So, we started off strong, and like you said, we like to finish a little better, especially in the back end. But I think overall, just now with a victory, especially coming out on the road like this, it's always a celebration.
I've been asking the guys, like from a physical standpoint, just like how do you get ready for 2 games in 6 days on the road with the travel, that stuff? And what is it, like what's missing outside of the day? What's missing? Like what don't you get to when you have 2 games in 6 days as opposed to 2 in 7 or having the week?
It's just that extra day of recovery, usually comes into play. But our team is pretty tough. We're pretty resilient. So the short week didn't really bother us. We knew we had to come and go to work, and we knew we had a long flight out here. So we hit the week, we attacked the weekend before even starting the week, and it showed today.
I'm curious how you prepare for a quarterback like Trey Ford, because we know that he can scramble, he can extend plays too. Got to try to keep the coverage going as long as you can. But how do you prep for that?
You have to do a lot of conditioning throughout the week. Because he's gonna run around and make some things happen. He's very talented, very athletic. But just being disciplined. It goes back to discipline. Just working, staying on your receiver. Linebackers keep playing, D-line keep it tight, and just staying disciplined. So it ain't nothing really.
big. I'll let you go. I'll let you go see your buddy. But big picture, just 3-0. I know you guys. They're always going to say it could be better. Your impressions of how it's gone here through almost a month into the season.
I think we're coming out strong. And that's what we want to do. We have a chip on our shoulder because the way we ended last year is not the way we wanted to go out. Like I said, we have a big chip on our shoulder. We see that Grey Cup at the end, but we can't get there unless we handle each week. So each week is like a wall we got to run through, and we're gonna keep running through it until we get to the end result. So.
Appreciate this, but congratulations and enjoy the flight back. It's gonna be a long one. It feels better with a win. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do one last player here. We'll let the ambulance go by. Absolutely. Yep. No, you're good. This is what happens when you do a lot of stuff live post game show. We got Des Holmes. Nice enough to stop by, the left tackle. Look, that's back-to-back games for you. I thought you've been solid every time I say, okay, I'm going to watch this now. You always more than handle your own. How has it felt through 2 weeks for you being, thrown into your first 2 starts?
I mean, it just felt good. It just goes back to the preparation from camp, from Coach LBJ, from Coach Brown, from all the guys in the room, and everybody, just supporting me. My first 2 starts, I just felt good. I thought I was able to play good. Number one, I put God first. Number two, it just goes back to the room, goes back to our preparation during the week. It goes back to the messages Coach Miles gives us every single day to just work hard. So I'm out here. I want to protect 10, and I want us to do our thing, score a touchdown, put points on the board, and that's perfect.
I just in the first half in particular with Davis, they had no answer for the offense, and you could basically stretch the field at will. You had the long pass to Rambo, the pass interference on Rambo. There was a league contact on Mac down the field. Just you guys obviously up front, the big boys gave him time to throw those passes. Just tell me about just the chemistry you guys have on the line and what specifically allowed you guys to hang in there and give Davis to throw those bombs.
Well, definitely. I think when you have a short week and you make sure you just prepare the way you're supposed to, and we have our room the way we do, we meet extra, we do everything extra. Just put in work. Literally just going through all the information and the sheets we have and working together as a unit and having each other's back. Like, I love those guys. Those guys have my back. And what was the first part of the question again? I don't remember.
No, just the stretching the field at will. Yeah.
That was a great defense. So for us to be able to prepare at home and come here and be able to do something like that versus a defense like that, it's very good. They had some great players. They had a great game plan. To be able to do our thing and come out here and play Alouette football, it's a blessing.
I don't know how many people know this, but you signed with the Red Blacks in 23 and 24. You didn't get to play. Now, this has been 2 years in the making. Like, what does it mean to you to be out there and to be contributing every snap in a meaningful way?
It means everything to be able to persevere through that. I felt like I had a great college career when I was able to get in and do my thing. Then going pro, having adversity with injury and being released and then being able to come back here now and thing for the city of Montreal, it's a huge blessing. My whole family is a family of faith. I put first in my life and things like this happen. It's so amazing. I love the culture here. I love Montreal. I love my teammates. I love my offensive line. We are such a tight-knit group, especially for a pro team. It makes me feel like I'm in college again because when you're in college, you're so tight and so tight-knit, and it's so beautiful. I'm just very appreciative and blessed to be here right now, and I want to keep going.
You're a very calm guy. You get nasty between the lines, but there's a couple times, last week when you guys sealed the game in Ottawa, you came off, you ripped your helmet off, just yelled at the crowd. Like, you looked like a lion roaring out there. Tonight, I forget after which touchdown it was. I came back and you did the same. You had that passion, that fire. Where does that come from?
Just from all the hard work we put in. We put in a lot of work, and I just get excited to play ball when I can dominate. When our whole group is doing our thing, I just get fired up when we put points on the board. And 10 does his thing, 21 does his thing, 8 does his thing. So lots of guys and having us do our thing and the whole team going crazy. I'm happy.
All right, I wanted to last one, Thomas early run. How good does that feel? I mentioned it to Peo Lestage. He bounced on the left side, and he ends up scoring the. How good does that feel when you see a long run like that wind up in the end zone?
It's amazing because we work that play so much during practice, and we talk in our O-line room about everything we're going to do with that and where our eyes should be and our hands and our feet and just being nasty at the end of the day, like you were just talking about. So be able to see that touchdown when you put that work in and go up some more on the board and, try to secure that W, it feels amazing.
Congratulations on the win, Des, and enjoy the flight back. All right, Des Holmes with another solid game for the Montreal Alouettes. OK, il faut qu'on s'en aille parce qu'on retourne ce soir. Bon, on était rendu à... Snead is just so consistent with everything he does, makes the plays and finds ways to move the chains. That's from Jordan. Isaac Berglund est possédé du démon depuis le début de la saison et c'est tant mieux. Écoute, il a été... C'est le joueur canadien par excellence de la division Est l'an passé. Et honnêtement, je le trouve encore meilleur cette année. T'sais, il est passé en entrevue, mais tout un joueur, là, toute une édition. Je sais que c'était pas quelqu'un que les fans connaissaient quand il était à Calgary. Les fans à Montréal connaissaient. Il a connu quand même des bonnes saisons là-bas. Mais quand même, Berglund, solide performance encore une fois ce soir. Félicitations David, bravo David, pour David Dallaire, j'imagine. Love that it's our shown live, by the way. Good job, Joey, and entire social team. Yes, that is Martin Bray, who is the producer tonight, doing a terrific job showing the comments. Give yourself some love, Marty. Good job, Marty. Belle victoire en route pour la 4e victoire. Bravo, ils ont battu une bonne équipe. André Guy. Hi, Joey. Boys did great. Safe journey home. Thank you, Nancy. Say hi to Coach Brown for you. Denny, no excuse, but the schedule is what it is. But wow, a short week traveling against a home team that comes off a bye week. Next week against another home team that is a bye week. Yeah, that's a good point. At least they get to play. They get 8 days between games, so the Owls are only going to be back on this field on Monday. Okay, I would love to keep going. But the security is looking at me like I gotta go. Le run, ça fait quand même 45 minutes. Donc, merci tout le monde. Merci à tous mes collègues. Special mention to Martin Bray, the producer who we just mentioned tonight. A great job. He was as good as Davis Alexander in the first half. So you love to see it. So merci beaucoup. Merci à Francis qui a aidé avec les joueurs et merci à toute l'équipe marketing et des médias sociaux qui ont été excellents, qui ont été aussi bons que les Alouettes. C'est une autre victoire, c'est 3 victoires, aucune défaite, 2 victoires. On continue. Le voyage de 3 matchs se finit la semaine prochaine, à Hamilton. Donc, ça va être le fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the fly safe, bon vol. Thank you, appreciate it. So we're heading out now. And we'll be touching down in a few hours. But the guys deserve a nice celebration ride home. And that Hamilton Tiger Cats next Friday night. Don't forget, the week after that, finally back home, en juillet, contre les Lions de la Colombie-Britannique. Un gros match. Ça a l'air que Nathan Rourke ne jouera pas cette semaine. J'espère que lui et Davis Alexander vont être en santé pour ce match-là. Donc, visitez housegroup.com pour acheter vos billets. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Merci pour tous les commentaires. Écoute, heure de l'Est, on est rendu à 1h du matin. Donc, merci beaucoup tout le monde pour les commentaires. Écoute, je suis bouleversé le nombre de commentaires qu'on a eu si tard ce soir. Merci, bonne fin de semaine et on se recroise à Hamilton la semaine prochaine. Merci beaucoup tout le monde.